All right. Let's see here. I did a couple Go problems yesterday, but I think Monday in particular, I should spend a bit of time doing some problems and looking over a game. I like to do that on Mondays because I have to do a short stream on Mondays in general. The rest of the week, I can do longer streams if I want to. Last week I was busy, but this week I should be fine. Do some longer stuff. Let's look at the Fuseki hero problems. Look like they're almost done because they only had 4 this time instead of 5. How should black respond to the approach move of white in the lower left corner? It doesn't really matter, but if we do enclose the corner, for example, they press us down, and I don't like it as much, but it's still fine. It's still fine to do. I'd probably just pincer them. I'm fine with the pincer. What? Long pincer? No, you want to enclose? White might play next at 2. Why would white do this one? Well, now we have to do this? Okay. I don't understand that one. That doesn't make really much sense. I wouldn't play this as white. I would, I guess this is sort of like, I don't know. I don't like it. Hello, Nubis. How you doing? Yeah, this move doesn't make any sense. We don't play this move anymore. This is like almost gone. We would just go here. And then we just go here again. And then now we could extend if we wanted to, but we'd probably just go here instead. So, like, I don't know. This one's a bit silly. You doing good? It's good. It's good. White has countered black's Sanrense opening with a Chinese opening. Where should black play? Why would you do this one? This one's questionable. You don't want to do this one. This makes a little bit of sense, I guess. This is like the border area, kind of. This one's also kind of like that, but you're building this side's not very good. Because white can easily do something to this bottom side, so you don't really usually want to build from this bottom side. B would make no sense. So A makes sense to me. I'll probably just play A again. White 1 is a light move. You might think that the cutting point at A is a serious weakness in white's position, but black must not cut there. What should he do instead? Yeah, we don't cut there because they can do a driving Tetsuji. We Atari over and they push down. Then they've hurt our stones on the outside, and we didn't really get that much from it. So if we push, they can block, and then this cutting point is not necessarily that great. I guess there's sort of 2 options. I kind of want to push up one time and then come back to the bottom. And if they go to the bottom side, I feel a little bit bad. So I kind of also want to go back to the bottom side. I kind of want to push once. I want to push again. Okay. Well, I guess that makes sense too. Just pushing instead. I just wonder if there's a cool attachment they can do now. But I guess it doesn't really matter too much. Let's see here. How should black continue? You can do a lot of these things, actually. This one is the one you usually don't want to do. Because, like, you're defending your cutting point, yes. But when you defend this, they can just defend on their other side. They're already sort of alive on both sides now. And you just have a weak group. So one of the other options is usually to pincer. So that way if you do get into a cutting fight, you have something you can follow up with. And then the other option would be like pressing it down first. So if you press it down, Normally they want to push, and then they want to jump, and you get a little bit stronger so that you can come back to D. But you can always do that later. So I would probably want to do this one first. Sort of a classic looking variation here. But I think what's normal is like if you do this one and they jump out, now you can play here. That's sort of the point of this, right? We're trying to get further ahead. Right? So we're even stronger in the center area. So maybe we could even jump from this side depending on what we feel like. But just jump is also fine. And I don't like this jump. This doesn't make too much sense to me. There's a little more audio on the top now with just this move. And if they do take it like this, we're okay with that because it makes us very thick as well. But I don't know. Now I'm all itchy. It's always right after I start the stream, my nose gets all itchy. And then before I start, there's no problem. No, I think they do need more explanations in general, because the point of the opening, like, there are so many different ways to play the opening now, right? And so many different things are perfectly fine to do now. So the Fusaki Hero needs to be like the basic stuff, like something that's very basic that everyone should be able to apply to their own games. And so if it's that basic, it needs an explanation of some sort. Like on this board, it's white to play if you want to compete for a bigger moyo. So like this one is sort of telling you that if we're competing for a bigger moyo, we're probably not playing A. Because this isn't competing for the moyo. If we play A, they can play at K14 right above B. And so now they're building up their moyo and reducing us at the same time. So because they went back first and they didn't build their moyo, we should probably be playing at B first. And you don't play at C because this isn't really getting you anything. Now when black goes to play here, we're cutting off the stone. And if that stone has to run away, then white is now losing a lot of this side of the board that they were trying to build. Like this one's okay, because like where should you play if you want to compete for a bigger moyo? Like this one's kind of giving you the answer to some extent, right? But when they don't have that, I think it's not good. They need more information like that. Yeah, how to punish white one? You could say it's a small move, but we can't really say it's being punished. Yeah, Tengen could be valid if you wanted to fight, I guess. Yeah. So like that's the thing. Like Tengen's not necessarily a wrong move in this situation. It might be like slow or something, but it's probably not a wrong move. But as long as they have the direction for you, right? And the direction in this one is competing for the moyo. Right? The border between two moyos is the idea behind this problem. And so this isn't the border, this is it reducing, right? Yeah, probably overcomplicated, yeah. This one's a reduction move instead of a border between two moyo idea. So if it said how to reduce the moyo, then that would make sense too. And this one, yeah, we're not punishing this. This is just... We're just... He chose to invade here, so that means we get the bottom side. I wouldn't consider that a punishment. I would just consider that like he did do something that was too small. Then we get to the bigger place first, probably. Should black respond after white plays this stone? Honestly, yeah, A is what I'd play. Yeah, this one's a little bit different because like I think like it's not showing either of these moves as good. Yeah, normally you approach a 3-4 point first. So yeah, like this one's a good problem, but they should have a pop up afterwards that say like, yes, the 3-4 point is like bigger than blah 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 sort of thing. That's all it needs, just a little bit extra. They'll have to go through the first problems again, see if they did add any of that stuff. But yeah, black will sometimes press white at the top. What should black do next? Oh, this is back to the other problem that we had from earlier. But that was a long time ago. This should be right next to it, right? This should be right next to it. Yeah, so now black should still play C most of the time. You could play B, but black should still play C most of the time. And then now we could jump or we could still come out from here. Either one's still fine. As I said, we could jump now, but I still like this one. I still like that move. We can jump again. The answer is basically the same as the other one. All right, here, let's see. Blackstone in the upper left are a bit cramped. How should he play so as to take the lead in this game? But you don't jump up this direction. You would have to play around B if you're going to protect this group. And I actually think that's what you should do. We'll see if they want you to do that, but that's what I think you should actually do. So we're probably not attacking this group in the future because it's only going to be attacking this one thing. Yeah, take the lead is what it wants. I don't know if I like that terminology for it. Because I think like playing over here would probably be fine. But if white gets one more move on this side, they're building up their left side to a large extent, and they're trying to attack us. So I would want to play B here. And then we can go back like it shows, yeah. So even though we're giving them territory, we're just fixing our weak group. That's the most important aspect. And then we're moving on. Oh, hello, 42. How you doing? Yeah, so like I don't like this, like to take the lead in the game kind of implies that you want to play away first. So black zones in the upper left are a bit cramped. Like how should they do something, right? Like the focus should just be on this. Like what's the proper way to defend this weak group in the opening? And the proper way is not to jump next to your opponent's thick area. It's to jump away from your opponent's thick area. Yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Yeah. Just doing okay overall. I'm gonna say more, but it's true. That's all it is. These ones are kind of fun to go through, though. Hello, Zugudintas. How you doing? Why did extend it all the way to 1? Black wants to play for a Moyo. How should he respond? Normally, you'd play B if that's the goal, right? So we don't kick because we're trying to take territory with that. We're playing for Moyo, so we should play B. Okay. It's good enough, I guess. We're almost done with these, so we'll just finish them all up. The marked white stone threatens to invade the black formation on the left side. Should black defend against the threat, or should he do something else? I would just defend. You don't have to, but when it's this formation, I like to defend way more. It should just be connect solidly. Then I don't want to defend. But this one, I feel like it's more annoying. They did look through AI, but the thing that would be more skeptical though, Suga, is like that would be more skeptical is like even if they did look at the AI, they should also know that there's like 20 moves that are fine, right? The AI will say that there are like 10 to 20 moves that are perfectly okay to play. So if they're going to do Fuseki problems, they should be like the very basic, most important type of information, like defending how to properly defend your weak group, or how to properly play this, or what's the normal order of moves. They don't have to be perfect, just like teaching the basics or something. But yeah, the answer is not the only answer. Exactly, yeah. Like, I would want to just defend. It doesn't want me to, though. But I think this is fine. So it wants me to play away. Okay. What? Now it wants an A or B, but it doesn't tell me anything. Okay, I'll play B. Okay. All right. I would just defend. I think defending could be considered slow, but I just hate this formation. So I wouldn't even play this formation to begin with. Yeah. It feels like it contradicts the earlier problem. Yeah. It feels a little bit. Yeah. No, I agree. There shouldn't be a specific, like they should say that this is the. That's why I want them basically to have an explanation. Like, this is the basic type of move that we're trying to teach you here, right? Yeah. How should white respond to one? Anything looks like it's okay, except for C. That one doesn't make any sense at all. But B or A look okay. We have this formation. I would rather play B, I guess. And this one, I don't know what they want me to do. Do they want me to attach here? No? Okay, what do they want? Do they want me to do this one? Okay. Wasn't sure. I'd love to go deeper into this from the perspective of which answer makes the rest of the game most winnable for a human player. Yeah, especially for a Q level, I think your group safe is always good. Yeah, no, I think making your group safe is almost always going to be fine this early in the opening. And then also, I think what makes the rest of the game most winnable for a human player, I think that is 100% up to personal preference, honestly. All right, like, what my general advice is, always play the thing that you are the most comfortable with, even if it's bad, for the opening. And when I say bad, I mean like the AI likes a different move, not bad as in like it's like 5 points, like really that bad sort of thing. I mean, like, if it's within a point and you just like it more and it makes you feel more comfortable, that's the way that's going to help you actually win the game from there, because you like the position, and that's the most important part. If you don't feel comfortable, you're gonna play moves that you don't like. You're gonna play the wrong move because you just don't know how to deal with it. So that's gonna be hard. That's kind of hard to teach in some ways, like hard to teach with like problems like this, for example. How should black respond? Play anywhere, I guess. I would just play anywhere. Miss Tanuki. Let's play D. Okay. And then above. All right. Either one's fine. Like, there's multiple answers, and I'm pretty sure they threw this in here because the AI said it was fine. I'm pretty sure. It's a bit weird information. You wouldn't normally play that way, or you shouldn't normally have those moves on the board that way, because your formation isn't very efficient that way. With this one, like, if you're blocking on this side like this, you should already have this move here. And if this move wasn't already here, and then you played it, then you played badly anyway. Right? So yeah, you just have to plan for your move and understand the implications of your moves. AI will say a lot of things are fine, but unless you're planning, expecting what AI is, you can't really say your option was fine. But on the flip side, there are a lot of viable moves from AI that are easy to make sense of and useful to learn from. Yeah. There are. That's why I said you have to focus on playing the moves that make sense to you, and that you like. Yeah, they fixate too much on the blue move for sure. Yeah. How should black play? I'll just play here because I'm building up my area, so I should do that first. And then the other thing, because I have this weird extension, I want to build up the area. If I didn't have this weird extension, I'd be fine with taking 3/3 first. Oh yeah, I still have that on there. I think it's like after X number of chats or something, or maybe it's X number of time. I don't remember. After white's played the Markstone, what should black do? I'm fine with taking the corner, yeah. Because we have this extension here at N3, and so taking the corner now makes it even bigger. But playing at A is fine too. There's nothing really wrong with that. Like, what does it want me to do now? I don't want to attach in Han A because they're far away, so I don't know if that's good or bad for me. So, I don't actually know what that wants now. 3/3. This is like the normal move. Okay, I have no clue. What does it actually want here? Might go back. It's a very unusual Joseki, so I don't actually know what it wants. Hane first? Normally you push first. Push first is normal, but I guess this is like an older variation I remember seeing before. Normally you'd push first. Because you want to see how they respond. If they block, that feels good. Because you have all this stuff. You have this peep and stuff. So they can't block usually. They'd have to extend if they want to keep connected. And then they could also Hane, I guess. Something like this one. But they have the cutting points everywhere. I don't know. We'll see. There's too many options there, so they need to give more instruction for that one. Too many options. And I would just answer. I would just answer in that corner. Anyway, where should black play? C doesn't like it. It makes sense to attack, kind of, but maybe that's fine. B I don't want, and A I don't want, so C is the only move. I guess that's good enough. Yeah, I think it's better if they focus on something more specific, for sure. Definitely better if they focus on something more specific. There's a white space between white's thickness on the upper left and the stones below. However, black has a good attacking move on the upper right. What should white do? This is actually a really big problem, but big move, big move. Okay, there's a wide space between white's thickness on the upper left and her stones below. That's usually fine. This group is probably fine, honestly, by itself. So I'll just play A. Oh. Well, I don't actually care about this, though. As white, I want to focus on breaking up the board. I'm not focused on building a Moyo. So this one, I don't want to play that one. White maps out a large scale Moyo. And indirectly defending at the move at B. Kind of. Because if they play at B, where's R15? R15 could work too, yeah, attach instead. This is like a basic type move, though. This is a basic type move. But yeah, if they do this one, normally there's these types of moves, right? And so I don't know how this one indirectly defends until after they've connected, because the point of this invasion is not to attack the group. The point of this invasion, we'll just add all these moves here, right? We'll just make it like this, right? The point of this invasion is that we're getting this thickness, we're getting this extra stuff. So there's no point. Like that's why I want to defend directly, because if I defend directly, they can't get any extra influence from it. They can only invade to get rid of points. So I'm happy with that. So yeah, like this one makes at least a little sense too. Because you should have an extension from your wall. But yeah, both of them are probably fine though. I probably wouldn't even play over here or here. Might just go over here. I don't know. There's lots of options. All right, time to do some actual Go problems though. That's probably the last of the Fuseki Hero because it's at 62 and not like 65. So that's probably the last one that they're making. So we'll see. We'll see if they make some more. Let's just warm up with actual Go problems, then we can do the challenge, and we can look at a pro game. Hopefully, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I think most of the time when it comes to studying the opening, you really shouldn't have broad opening problems. You should be studying in context with what you actually play. So I think the only good opening problems like this would be like for beginners or to teach you something, as I said, something very specific. So that's what I think is more important for that. Nice, Hane. Let's just live. If they play here, we Atari. If they block, we throw in. And that's all they can play. Seems good. We had 2 liberties on the outside. That's why it's fine. I'm drinking coffee. White to kill, huh? Now, if we just back off, if they play here, we throw in. If they play here, we put up. I think that's fine. Tsumego Dictionary Volume 3, Number 2. This just sounds funny. This one looks like a move for white, so we can't do that one. But we have to prevent them from being able to do the sort of like throw in and squeeze stuff. So if we play like here, for example, we might be able to just throw in Atari and push us out. So we can't do it this way. Well, maybe we can do it this way. Yeah, we could. We could do it that way, technically. This way? This way also looks like it works, though. The other way there might not actually work, but this way it looks like it might work. Atari, play here, they're fine. Throw in over here, push, we can block. This one looks like the right type of idea. Oh, you're right. I wasn't even looking. That was my bad. I should have played this one. I was right. I wasn't even paying attention. Yeah. See, that's the thing I need to work on right now. I need to pay attention. Not even paying attention to where they can make the other eye. All right. That's what we got to do. We got to pay attention for the next problems. All right, here we go. Yeah, B3 looked right, but then I decided the other one's probably fine too. All right, black to play here. Okay. We don't have that many liberties with this group. If we do just jump here and they block, we're fine. So they have to connect. We connect. They have to block in some way. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have 1, 2, 3. So can we force them to run out of some liberties? So we play here first. Atari. Throw in. Then peep. That looks like that probably is better. We want to get rid of the extra liberties here. Now it's going to be a Ko shape. Because we can't do anything in the corner. The corner is just dead, strictly. So we had to fight back in some way. Black to live. We could just block here. But when they turn and we turn, they can play on the outside. Oh, no, they can do this one first. And then they can... Yeah. So the other option would be like this one, because we have 2 liberties on the outside, so that might be good enough. So they do this one, we block. They capture, we play here. That doesn't quite work either, huh? So we'd have to play it differently. Yeah, this looks like we can come from the outside. Yeah, the outside was fine. Just had to double check it. All right, let's see here. We're only doing about 20 of these, then we'll do the harder ones, the daily challenge thing. I have some harder ones in that, so we'll see what happens there. Okay. We do not have that many liberties, so we need to ruin our opponent in some way. If we attach, the 2 options I'm looking for are like the attach and the push here. If we attach and they go back, we'd have to connect, then they can connect, and then they have an eye and we don't. So we have to push this way probably. They can't give these 2 stones up. They have to extend. Then we push here, get rid of the eye stuff. And then if they take the liberty from the outside, we should be fine. Yeah, because they can't take the liberty because we can just Atari and Atari directly. Can't take the liberties. We're good. I already did the golden problem. I did that yesterday. It was an easy one, so we didn't miss out on much, but I think I don't know if it's the same for everybody. I'd be curious about that, or if it's different for everybody. I never actually thought about it. If we could attach here, this would be great. They block. We cut. They can't do the code because we can extend up first. So they have to block first. Then we could connect, and they don't have enough space for 2 eyes here. Oh, it's not going to show the whole variation. Okay. They block, we're fine here. And if they block here, we can just cut because this code doesn't work. Yeah, nice and simple. I like it better when they show more of the variation because it makes sure that you really did see everything. This is the normal move. I don't know if it's good though, but they can Atari and then connect, and that's no good. So we have to play differently. So in this case, we're playing here. If they Hane, we throw in and throw in and throw in. Yeah, because we have this extra liberty here. Otherwise, we'd just be dead, I think. Peep is kind of a fun-looking move. So if we connect, they just play here, and they're dead. So they have to turn instead. And then it's a ko. So we don't want the ko. So if we peep first, they capture, then we just capture. So they have to connect. And then we can connect, and they still can't capture. So it looks like just peep. Yeah. So we're good. I like this Hane. But then they do B18. And I guess we can just play C18. If they Atari us, and then they connect here, we kill. And if they capture this one, we throw in. That looks like it's okay. Anything else to worry about? This one directly doesn't matter because we Atari. They connect here. We can still play this move. Looks good. Yep, checkmate. The Pope is a rock star. Great name, by the way. Hello. All right, we're almost there. We're almost done with this stuff. A white to live. You could usually play like this. This looks good. We have 2 liberties on the outside. The checkmate is an Othello. We have 2 liberties on the outside, which means we can throw in an Atari from the inside. So no matter what they do, we can do this one. That's what you always have to check. You always have to check your outside liberties first. A lot of these problems. Very, very important. Interesting. So I want to push up here, and I also want to play here. If I do this one, they can just do this one directly. And if I extend, they can then capture, and they're good. So I would have to normally play here. And what do they do if I play here? I'm actually not 100% certain. They capture. Then I cut. Then I don't really want to cut. I have to do this one first, S1 first, and then I can cut. Because they have to connect. So that looks good. Yeah, because now they can't play S1 to kill me. I like that problem. You have to play an empty triangle on the inside. Makes it more fun. White to kill, huh? Ooh, interesting shape. I think we can just attach here like I was just pointing at. If we Atari first, they can just block and then they can live. If we do anything else, the same idea, they can just block. So we have to play here. If we just Atari first... Oh, yeah, that's good. We can just Atari first. We could throw into. We can just Atari first, though. Then we can block here. Oh, Goshi Frenchie, are you okay? Are you having some problems right now? Oh, I'm saying hello, hello. Oh, man. Yeah, so it's like the golden chicken idea. They can't Atari us from either side, so we're good. Some Go emotes, yeah. I'm not sure what all of them are. I'm not sure what the last one is. I'm always okay or not okay. I mean, same as usual. Sounds right. If we do this one, and they play here, we have to turn. And it should be fine. Anything else just doesn't work. So we have to do this one. We have to play here. We have to do this one. And then they can't Atari or anything. So we have to turn again. And then we can play the same exact variation. Very cool. I like these types of problems a lot. Because I like them, I probably don't need to do them. Because I can probably get the answer. But I still like them. Hane is normally a move here. If they play on the inside, we connect, and then it's a ko shape. So we throw in first. If they cut, then we can Hane. We throw in and they don't respond. This cut is good enough, probably. No, if they cut here, then we have to Hane, but I think we can do it this way. Well, maybe not, huh? Is it still just the ko shape? Okay, it was correct. Okay, good. Same ko shape. But for some reason, I wasn't thinking about that connection. I was only thinking about the outside moves for some reason. I knew how they could play on the inside, but I knew that was a ko from the other variation I read. But I should have double-checked it to make sure. Something good to keep in mind. Should have double-checked to make sure before I just played. Oh, man. I said, nose real itchy. Probably need to take my allergy pill. Because I didn't take it this week yet. It's Monday, though, so it's like the start of the week, so we're all good. Normally we can play like this one here, but in this case, when they push down, we can't really block. So we have to play like this move instead. If they throw in, we're good. If they push down and throw in, we're good. Looks like we're just good. Is there anything special here? So we don't block here. We block here. Okay, it was 3Q, so I was sort of wondering what was going on there, but white to kill, you can usually play like this outside move, it's okay. But in this case, when they play F2, looks like they're getting 2 eyes. So usually we would want to take that away. And then if they do this one, we can play here to get a bulky 5 shape. So that looks okay. Should we do it this way first? Still bulky 5. The Atari first is a good idea, by the way. That was threatening to make an eye in two different places. Push is the move I always look at first when it's this sort of shape in the corner. We push and they block. Maybe throw in and connect underneath. And if they block here, we Atari, we're fine. If they play anything else, it looks like it's okay too. So it looks like we can push here. If they block, then we can throw in at D19. And we should be okay because we have G19. That's the most important part here. Yeah, being able to connect underneath, we're good. Just two more, looks like. White to kill, no co. So we have to take a liberty. We have to take a liberty first. So we should be pushing here. Well, no matter what they play, they're dead. So we can just push here and do this one. That's the shape. I used to get this one wrong all the time. That's why I remember it more now. So I'd look at the answer and be like, oh, of course, that's the answer. Obviously, that makes sense. Is threatening the snapback. If we play anything else, we have to play another move to get another liberty. Interesting one. If we just push and Hane and they block, when we go down here, they can capture. So it doesn't end up doing anything right. So normally we'd have to throw in here first. If they push, I think we can just connect. Maybe we don't connect. We probably just block, I guess. Then if they connect, we can't push in anymore. Because they throw in and connect, and then it's dead. So we'd have to push here and connect probably in some way. So this push is kind of annoying, huh? So the other thing to do is to maybe make this shape right away. But I don't think that actually works that way. Just got to make sure to read it right. It says Tudon, but that's probably because people are just getting the spot wrong. So it's one of those that's probably like a blind spot type of idea. Okay. Let's read one at a time again. So push doesn't work. Jump, they can push in here. If we go down, they can Atari us, but that's fine. Then they connect, but then they're all connected, so it's all good. So we have to block here. Then they can connect here. And then we can't kill. So then can we connect? They do this one. We have to Atari here, but then we don't know if liberty to do anything else. So about diagonal. We turn this into a false eye? Not really. Same way. Yeah, so this is probably just a blind spot then. So I think I want to play sort of from the outside first in some way. I just don't know exactly where. Or maybe play from here or something. Go all the way. Yeah, I might need the hint for this one because it's probably something really obvious. Probably something very obvious. Like maybe there's a liberty thing that I'm not actually seeing here. So let's see the thing. It is this one, but I didn't think I could do this one. So maybe I could do it this way. Okay, maybe it's this way then. They block, we connect, they still Atari us and kill us, so we can't do that. We have to connect here. So do it this way first. This doesn't work, right? This one doesn't work, so... And no matter what, after they connect there, it doesn't work, so we have to connect. But this doesn't work either. This is alive, right? I will look at the answer. Probably, as I said, it's probably something really obvious, but I can't see anything right now. This one first. This one now. Okay. It's like that one shape idea. Yeah, they just capture it on the inside. Okay. It's kind of funny to do it this way too. Same idea. Okay. Yeah, for some reason I wasn't thinking about it. All good. We can add this one to favorites so we can look at it later. And now we'll try the harder problems. Some of the harder problems. We'll see if I can even do it today. We'll see what happens. Prod is doing all of them except for one. Illa, because I missed the last three. And it seems like no one has gotten this last one yet. So we'll see what we can do. Capture looks like a good move. How did this even happen? It's fine. We don't need to know how it happened. We just need to know that it's there. Turn that down a little bit. There we go. We're Atariing from behind, I guess. Because we can't play on the inside or we're dead. So we have to play it from here. Normally we can just do this. It's still fine, it looks like. Taking an eye is usually good. They play from the inside first. We play here, and they can't play on the inside. So we should be fine to take the eye. This is like a recapture in the corner, like under the stones idea. Play R19. If they cut us, then we can play here at T18. They have to capture them, we can recapture them. Nothing else works here, so we have to do this one. It's a cool idea. Interesting. So if we connect on this side, if we connect here, of course, they just capture and we're no good. So we have to connect here. If they cut, then we do this one. So it looks like we're fine. I would say this one's like technically the easier version of the one that we just saw. But it's okay. Oh, interesting here. So we have the possibility of like connecting up. So I know we can live with this attachment and then this A15. Because we can cut. There's no reason to do anything in the corner, it looks like. So like this one here, they do this one. They connect, and now we can play at C15 and we're alive. So I know we can live that way. I'm pretty sure we can. If they play anything else, we just connect underneath. If we play this one, they can Atari us, which we don't want them to do. That's unless we want the co, right? Unless it's like a tactical thing we want to make sure to force. But I think we just live like this. That's a cool one. I like that one. This feels like one of those that we want to use. This sort of thing here. It's like going down here, but we can't actually do anything with it this time because we can't capture over here. So that's actually kind of annoying. So let's just look at the normal moves on the inside first. If you just expand like normal, they hane and kill you, right? So normally you have to think about these moves. So then if they hane here, we play here, they throw in, we block, they connect. So is there any way to make that not work? If we do the other one, they can Hane. It's the same idea, but there's nothing we can do on the left side. So we have to do something on this right side. If we do this one and they just connect, then we can Atari. And then this works now. If they throw in, we just connect here, and it's a Seki shape. So this one, what else can they do? If they just Atari us, then we extend down first. And they have to answer. And then we can Atari and then play here still. So I think we do start with this one. And I think we do want to extend down first because we're threatening to make the eye there. So if we stand on this side, it doesn't matter because they can connect when we extend down. But if we extend down here and they connect, then we can live. So I think we do have to extend down first, and then we can do this Atari. Then we can go back to live. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one. Had to double check it all, but I like it. So let's see what's going on here. The basic way of solving this sort of problem is usually this push and throw in. But it looks like they can just answer like normal with a L right here. It doesn't have coordinates. But with this move, they can just answer the other move. And if we play the top one, they can answer with the other move because we're not taking these liberties on the outside, so we can't really do that. If we take a liberty first, they would need to answer. If they just connect, then it's obviously dead. So they'd have to play like this one. And if we play here, they can play from the outside. If we Atari, they can just capture, because when we connect here, they just connect again and they're alive. So we need to play it a little bit differently than that. We can always just do this one. So should we play in here first? Interesting. No, not really. Play here first. They do this one. We do this. If they connect, then we can throw in over here. They have to play a different move then. Maybe just connect here. And we do this one. They could still do this. So we do this. It'd be like I don't know. I think throw it in first would make sense too. It could be a Seki if we throw in first. But Ko would also be fine too, I think. Let's just look at the Atari. All right, let's look at what the Atari does. If they connect, we capture. They Atari us. They Atari us. It would be a Ko shape as well. Because if we connect everything, they just live. This could be similar to in the corner when you have this shape. You just push and throw in again, right? But as I said, I don't believe that one works in this case. Yeah. Yeah, they don't even have to play the ko if we cut here. So maybe just throwing in directly. Leaving this liberty open changes things a little bit. Because it gives us this Atari. And then if they connect, then we can play here. So it seems like the best way, and then it's like a ko. But I'm not sure of the answer here. Can I just connect first, actually? I was going to play here. And if we do this one, or if they connect here, then I could play here. And then if they capture, we'd have to play another move, but then that's a seki. So I kind of need to connect. So should I do it first or second? If I do it now, and they play, it doesn't change anything. They have to respond. And if I don't do it, they get some better shape on this side. So I think I should do this now. And then I can connect. And then it's a ko shape. I don't see another way to not get the ko. No, it's not the right answer. Okay. We'll look at it. We'll look at the answer next then. I think I've seen this one. And I think, I don't remember the answer, but I think I have seen this one. If I remember the ending shape correctly, it was something like they capture our stones here, but they're still dead. They capture our stone on one side, but they're still dead. If we hane and they block and we cut, and they can just capture. And there's nothing we can do. We do this one first and then connect. Yeah, this one, they connect here, we connect underneath. They can try to do something though. Throw in an Atari. Can we do it this one too? I think we don't want to let them capture this stone. I think that's the stone we don't really want them to capture. So connecting here would make sense. And if they Atari, we can Atari them, and that's fine. That's also fine. Because we can go down and capture them first. So we'd have to connect, then they throw in here. No, they can just throw in the one time. Atari. If we connect, they Atari and live. So we'd have to extend. Then that would be like a ko shape. If we do anything special, anything more. But that's at least an answer I can find, and that's the most important thing to look for, just whatever answer you can find. I think that's good enough. Oh, why are they Atariing here? I think I can just capture this. That's good enough. And then we can play the ko in the corner. If I just connect and then they connect now, does it change anything? What does it change anything? Yeah, I'm giving up less, so I'm happy to capture. But let's see what the answer is. I think I can just connect technically. Well, this look at the one we were just looking at because it's easier to, because I was just thinking about it. So this is correct. I should go down. Oh yeah. Okay. I remember this problem now. Yeah, this was a cool problem. Yeah. So we go down so that we can play in the corner and it's not a ko. Yes. Now we can play here and it's not a ko anymore. Yeah. Okay. I do remember. I knew I've seen it before. I knew I'd definitely seen it before, but this one's hard to find the move for, even though I think it's also easy to find the move for. Because not something you would think about, but if you do think about it, it's really obvious. And then this one, see the hint here. That one first. Oh, okay, I've seen this one too. I have seen this one too. That's a really weird answer though. I think this one's harder to find. Yeah. Let's just explore that one. I'm not even sure what the next move would be. That one. Okay. It makes sense. Because they could do this sort of thing. Right, they live pretty easily. So if you already have a move here, then now they can't live there anymore. Even if they answer this way. Now they can't live there as easily because now you can connect first. And they always have this option too. But if they have this exchange in already, then now this doesn't work either. Though I thought there is still the ko. So I wasn't necessarily wrong in that it just didn't work. There's just a better way, of course, but okay. Yeah, I would have a really hard time thinking of this move. The other one, I think like the last one, I could probably think of the answer, but if I stayed and thought about it for a little bit longer, I could probably find the answer. But I don't want to spend too long on stream, like spend like 5 to 10 minutes on one problem. Yeah, it's a little bit too long. Couldn't do the last two like you. Oh yeah, but this one I think I would have a hard time finding the answer. The other one I think I think it's totally possible. I think the other one's totally possible. Yeah, they are difficult problems. But it's sort of like blind spot problems, honestly. Melt banana. Great name too. But yeah, they are. I think they are kind of like blind spot because normally you would never play this move, right? This is almost always bad to do. So it's one of those moves that's hard to even think about. Yeah, one of the moves that's definitely hard to even think about. That's why I want to look at it for a little bit longer. Basically, that's why I'm. Yeah, because it actually makes a ton of sense. If we can capture these stones, we're fine. So they have to answer. They have to answer. No matter what they do over here, if we capture, they just don't have two eyes, right? So they have to answer in some way. And this one, it's a questionable answer. Because we get Atari and then same thing here. They can't connect. So they have to do this one. This is an Atari, right? So they have to answer in one way. This is the only way they can answer. And then now this works. Because they can't extend. Right, they still need to... Like, we're one move ahead in this case, right? So, yeah. It actually makes a lot of sense after seeing it. But, yeah, it's definitely one of those that you'd have a hard time looking at. And in this one, too, this move, I think, is possible to find if you know that this is the answer. And I knew that I could play the ko in there. So I could have looked up and found D19. I probably could have. But another one that you wouldn't normally think about. Because you, like, capture the problem or capture the stones or play underneath would make sense. But, yeah. Cool problems, though. I like them. Melt banana. There you are, yeah. Yeah, so I think Prod did a really good job because I think that one's the hardest one to find. But we have seen these problems before on the daily challenges. It's been a while, but I do remember seeing it before. So he might have remembered from before and just didn't remember the last one. What's that, Descent? Oh, this one here. That's because of course, if they capture here, we can do this one and it's no longer a ko. Because normally it'd be a ko because they could play on this side and we'd have to cut. But now they can't. But the thing with this Descent is, of course, If they connect here, you're connected underneath really easily. Yeah. And if they play here, we can cut it off still. So it's actually doing the same thing as doing the connect underneath. It's actually connecting underneath the same way. So I think that's really cool. That's super cool. It's a good problem. It's a good one. You should look at the answer. If you didn't look at the answer, you should definitely look at the answers. It's always good to make sure that you're not just having some sort of weird blind spot. Always really good to ensure that sort of thing. Oh, and I guess Smoglet did raid a long time ago, but I wasn't paying attention. That was my fault. My fault. I just saw the activity feed stuff. I wonder if it's still there if I go over here. If I turn on the Twitch one. No, it does go away. It does go away eventually. Anyway. That's something I should do this week is adjust my stream to make it better. What time is it before I get going? Okay. Yeah, we have about 30 minutes that I want to look at a potential pro game. So let's see what they have here. I like this one. Lower ranked players, I don't know who are. So it could be fun to look at. This position looks really weird. It looks like white, it took advantage of black somehow. We'll see. Maybe we can look at that one. Again, what the heck? Black died over here somewhere again. So we can look at that top one. That top one looks interesting. You better look at Goshi games. Well, today is about more so I want to look at stuff to learn from. Look at that top one. That one looked kind of funny. This shape here looked kind of funny. Let's download this one. Let's go here. We'll download it. I don't remember where I put my download stuff. Not accessible. Oh, this was the first non-Japanese game that's not accessible. All right, we can just look at it separately then. We'll open up Train. I haven't done that in a while, actually. Hopefully it still works. Sometimes when you don't open it for a while, it gets angry with you. There we go. Analysis, and we can turn off all these. And this one. And I said I only have like 30 minutes that I want to look at some things, so we'll just do that real quick. Fairly quickly. You learn so much from these fames. Yes, from these fames. We learn so much from these fames. Move this one over. And make this lower. There we go. We got this. So that upper left was really interesting looking. So I'm interested in how black handles it. So let's look through this game. So this is a Shin Hongji and Liu Yuhong. Interesting. See if we can. I don't know either of the players. For the first 4 moves on the board here. And there we go. This one, and a 3-3 with a 3-4. You don't see 3-3 too often either. Interesting as well. See how they handle it. What I've noticed quite often is that you just ignore the 3-3. You just don't ever play it. You can, but you can just ignore it as well for basically ever. So we'll see what they actually do. They are approaching a 4-4, which I don't really like. Normally, I would want to approach the 3-4 first, but it seems like they have a specific plan that they want to accomplish, right? So a 3-3 stone approaching 4-4. And yeah, white is going to play the bigger move, which is taking the enclosure here, because we don't care about double approaches anymore. So I was wondering how that happened. The upper left happened probably from the double approach here then. Oh, okay. Okay. So this is what makes it different. They did a very large double approach instead of the normal one. Okay. Okay, that is a bit different here. So yeah, normally here we have this sort of double approach, and then we can check for what side we have a ladder on. The ladder would be this thing here. So we just double check, see if the ladder actually works, because it is a 3-3 instead of a 3-4, and it actually looks like we can capture with the ladder. So does it work on the other side as well? That's what I'd be checking. This side I probably want to capture the ladder with more, I think. So it should be similar. We can just read it out with our mouse cursor here. Should be similar. Yep. Go. Not quite. Not quite. Right. It is similar. It is similar. Yeah. This is just one stone over. It actually changes everything. Does it actually work? Let me just double check again. Because it feels like it does. Does it feel like it does? Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. Go straight down. So that means we can play this Joseki here, which is usually okay for white. But at the same time, you could say this is a little bit slow, because usually you capture here. And white does get to build this left side quite nicely. But because black is so low, they could just play all the way over to here and reduce in some way. Or they could even just attach directly if they really wanted to. The only problem with black is that they're not going to be able to build from this very easily too. Because it's so low here, if they do get a variation like this where they're pushing a lot, they can maybe play this way, but they'd be happier if their stone was somewhere else in the corner here. Be happier if it was up higher, or even just over at 4-4. They could play a little bit further towards this direction. It's still going to be fine, though. Still going to be fine. And black or white might want to play differently, but just to keep it very simple. But yeah, so if we have that as an option, or even just the option to play the normal variation, we could even do the other one here if we wanted to. Just this would also be okay for white. And so if you think that it's just okay no matter what you do, then you should try to play a different move. Usually what I do instead, when I think it's just okay for both sides, I just take the 3-3 directly. Because it's sort of awkward. They can still block this way if they want to, but you can see that we're able to push over the top of them pretty easily. And now it's different from the other variations where white is getting a very strong position on the left side. Now it's a slightly weaker position, and maybe we're the one who are going to build more quickly. I think often we just do something like this one. But black feels a lot stronger here. And then if you do block this direction, we'll just do this normal thing here. Then I'm pretty happy because I got this direction here to prevent you from building. And I have this 3-3 point, which prevents white from building towards the bottom side. And we also get the first move here to prevent them from approaching as well. So it feels like we're doing a good job of breaking the board up. Though I do usually prefer breaking the board up as white. This is still going to be fine because we have the first move advantage, right? But anything's fine here. Anything's fine here. But if you just don't like those variations, you need to find something you do like. And so maybe that's what they were thinking with this one. Maybe they like this sort of move here. If we do attach the same way, it's a bit different. I believe this is sort of the normal move. That's what they play in the game, I think. Yeah. But if you do attach again, it's very, very different here. First of all, we don't have the ability to attach on top anymore. We don't have the same move anymore. So we'd most likely be playing here. Now, we don't have to worry about the push and cut. It was black's move. What am I doing? We don't have to worry about the push and cut because we can just push all the way down. But this does give black at least some of the corner back. So there's still something there they could maybe do. Meaning that maybe black would be able to just Hane in the corner directly. At least for really big end game, because that would make the push and cut potentially do something. So since it's further away, it changes how this would work. So normally we play this one. I don't know. I don't actually know this Joseki at all, though. I've seen this part, and that's about it, because we used to play double approach, like weird double approach Joseki a long time ago, quite often. Usually you just see the normal one now, which is the 2 low or the 1 high and 1 low. So yeah, we don't see this one as often. I would think we would want to push up first, and then we could slide or do something, or even just go over here. But maybe white Hanes to try to make it more difficult to answer. But let's see what they play here. Push and block right away. Interesting. Something to consider here is that black is the one who is outnumbering white in this area. So often it is perfectly fine to just settle your group and not worry too much. When we block here, black only has one direction they can move in order to settle their group. Settle meaning make a base, right? And if we had gone up instead, technically black can play here to try to settle. And then if we block, now black is getting a really nice position on the left side. And maybe they can even leave it and play the top side first, because now when white is coming in over here to pressure, black already got a little bit of ice space, and there's even potentially more ice space like this. Right. So it looks like black could maybe even just live pretty quickly. So that's why I think blocking here actually does make sense. Black usually doesn't want to Hane because I think they're going to be a slightly weaker. So yeah, just extend first. And then I would normally want to just separate here, but it could be slightly annoying if black goes to Hane or like attach and Hane here. I'm also okay with just taking the corner, but just like kick and then push to separate could be a way that I would expect to. Kick and then push. Let's see what they actually do. Yep, kick. Oh, attach. Kick and then attach instead. Okay. All right, let's look at the push and see why they didn't decide to push. So we push first and then cut here. And they just extend. We can kind of lean on this side, but it's not too severe. And usually we're leaning like this when we want to play like this knight's move. But in this case, it might be easy for white to just take a nice extension. I think it's not as severe as if this is just 2 stones. Since this is 3 stones, we would want more strength. We want to like push a few more times so we could come like to the middle of the 3 stones instead. But I don't think black could answer because it's getting them potentially a lot of points. But I don't think black has to answer all these moves. So like white, black could just answer at one of these points and not worry too much. Because even this cut could be dangerous for white instead of black. So this attachment is trying to make it a little bit more severe. Cutting it a different way. Because if we do this one, let's see what they actually play first. They're going to do this one. Okay. So if we do this one and white connects, which is normal, then black can push through an Atari here. But in this case, I think there's more damage to the top side compared to normal. And there's another cutting point to think about. So this does look like the better cut. Let's see if they just do that. Yeah, they do that. Okay. Turn, Atari, and extend. And then black jumps on the top here. So like I said, this seems like the better cut. Because you see that these top stones are a little bit more in danger compared to this one here. The top stones are in no danger at all. And then there's still the other cut here where we could maybe capture that stone to save our own stones. And then if our own stones get strong enough without having to do that cut, maybe we can cut there and extend to attack these stones more. Or maybe even cut and attack in just a larger way in general. So it looks like there's more weakness with this cut. So it looks good. And we usually wouldn't want to Hane like this because we're just completely separating rather than push through the elephant eye in a very clean way instead of being loose, which is normally when you're going through the elephant eye, like if they have if they have this stone here and we're going through the elephant eye, we play a knight's move instead. We don't play a push or anything. And then if they fix like this, now we're connecting our group up, basically. So that feels better. Or you can even do diagonal. So that feels better. Oh, yeah. Whenever it's the elephant eye, it's knight's move or diagonal. Those are the moves you usually play on either side. Knight's move or diagonal. You don't push directly. So when we Hane here, one more. When we Hane here, we could still do this, but they've already connected, so we're not threatening anything anymore. So it feels good for white already. Yeah, so this one, I like this cut. This doesn't mean it's bad for black, but I like this cut direction more. It does feel like we do want to answer and do this cut, but it'll depend on how white is able to do this. My first instinct is to attach here because that helps us get strong, but it also helps black get strong when they just extend. And if we're just doing that and jumping out towards the center, we're just focusing on this group. So maybe just jump is slightly better. Or diagonal here. Or maybe even cut directly first. And then extend. Cut and then extend would be like a very severe way to fight here. Cut and extend. Let's see what they do. Oh, yep, that's what they're doing. They're going for the most severe option. The most powerful type move. That makes sense. Because they can't capture the white stone with a ladder because these stones don't have enough liberties. And if they push and white Hanes, we still don't have enough liberties here as well. So we have to be a little bit careful with that. So black would normally want to answer on top. But does white have the ladder? I think they should not have the ladder here, but yeah, they don't have the ladder. Okay, so black could answer on top, which I think would be the most normal move. It would also depend on what we want white to not have. So if we answer on top and white extends towards the bottom, that could be very annoying. So Atari here could make sense. It could be the same idea, right? Atari and extend, because there's no ladders for anybody, but we also don't want to give them certain moves. That could make sense. I want to play the top, though, first. But I think this extension here might be too strong. Let's see what they play. Then we'll look at what AI is suggesting here. Okay, they did the push first. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Let's see what AI is thinking. Okay, it is thinking the push or the Atari. Either one. Let's let it think for a little bit longer. Yeah, push or Atari. It likes the Atari more, so my move's better because I'm, stronger than a professional. Obviously, you saw me do go problems earlier. We know. Look, it got better now. Okay, after it thought for a bit, but yeah, they're doing the push directly first. I was thinking this one into this one because I don't really want to give white the opportunity to extend, but this push is starting the ladder, so we could Hane first to make sure the ladder doesn't work. And I think that's the only move. Like extending here could be good for attacking the top side and not worrying about the ladder. We just kill the top side, and that would also be fine. That would also be fine here. Just extending looks okay. Diagonal looks okay too. We're threatening the group more severely. But diagonal or extend looks good. Yep, just extend. And then since they go to capture this in a ladder, we can do something on the top side here. Usually attach. We don't just surround because maybe they can attach underneath and get some extra stuff. So when we attach to them first, attach and Hane. And normally we extend. But this is also where I think if we extend, black is able to live pretty easily. So we could throw in now, which is what I think we saw in the actual game in that preview window. is throwing now. Yeah, I think this is where we saw it. Yeah. So I think I've actually seen this sort of thing before. This shape before. I think it happened differently. I think it was with a shoulder hit instead, but I have seen this shape before. Yeah. And so now I think we can't block because white could just cut directly, which would allow us to push through on this side or to capture this stone. So normally we'd have to connect, and if white pulls back, white could be in danger first. So I would want to extend after that. Normally. So let's see what they do. Connect solidly here instead. That makes sense too. I was thinking about this other connection, but there is still the push and cut that I'd be worried about. So yeah, this one. Oh, this way makes sense too. Yeah, just connect was bad though. I was thinking this one, but I'm giving myself this same exact shape, which is why it's probably fine. Let's let it think for a second. Yeah, I was thinking the other cut or the other connection. So it's slightly better, but it's still bad. It's better. No, now it's the same. Now it's the same. Okay. It's better just to do this shape directly, the bamboo joint directly. There we go. There we go. They're both just bad now. All right. Good to know. Good to know. Like I said, you can't block directly. That just doesn't work. You can't block directly. Then you can just cut. It's good enough. You have to do this one now. They could maybe even just extend. But you don't have that many liberties, so. I think we just want to extend here normally. We don't necessarily connect up here now. Oh, maybe we could actually connect up still. There's the target from this side and then connect. But yeah, I don't know actually. Interesting. Ooh, double Hane. Yeah, I would have a hard time finding this one for sure. I thought maybe we could connect now. Their best option is sort of like this. And then we're able to maybe run away, but our group is like really like heavy looking. So I'm not sure I actually like it. Right? And so it is just this one here. So that's why my other move was just to extend instead. But extend is not really applying any pressure. It's actually going to be a similar amount of shape sort of issue here. So it's just going to be like that same type of shape where we don't really have anything yet, but black still needs to live too. So this one is a lot more severe. It does make sense here. If they Atari us up and capture, we can Atari from behind and then capture these stones. So actually can't do that. They Atari through, connect, and they connect. We block, they cut. It looks very difficult for black here. It does look very difficult for black here. So I feel like the easiest way is this one. Oh, wow. Does that work? I'm gonna have to look. I'm definitely have to look at this next move with AI. Anyway, so white connects, and black plays something that looks really cool. They played this move. What is that? So if black pushes and cuts in the corner, normally white can't Atari down because it would kill these stones. All right, so let's just look at that. We can't Atari down. These stones are dead. This would be too good for black. That is a cool move. It's a cool move. It's crazy. Yeah. So the only way you're supposed to play is this way. And of course, this is a ladder. So the Atari here would break the ladder. But if we just do the Hane, or if we just do the Hane here to try to make something happen, and they just block it, nothing's really changed on top, right? Nothing is really different on top. So in order to make that ladder sort of work, this move actually makes a ton of sense. Let's see what the next move is here. Jumping, defending. Okay. So white can't really do this one because this would be too good for black, honestly. And white still needs to connect underneath. So this would just be too good for black because they got to capture decently here and they got to secure all of their territory. I wonder if this is the AI move because it's really cool. That's why I said I have to look at what the AI said. Because if we just capture, white is able to connect up underneath like this. This is super cool. So let's see what happens now if we make that exchange and white jumps back. Now, if we go to capture this stone, white Ataris, we capture, they pull back, we cut. We have 3 liberties and they have 3 liberties, and they can take a liberty first. So that doesn't feel good. But if we connect now and white captures here, then we block, then they block, then we Atari here. We are actually alive now. Okay. Let's look back at this one. If we did it this way, white could extend down. So you could do it this way here. We Hane. And we can't live because we need one more move to live. So it's actually, yeah, it's just barely living. That is super cool. Yeah, that's cool. All right, let's see if it's the AI move. Oh, wait a minute. Let's let it load. There we go. It is the AI move. All right, that's super cool. We can connect first, it looks like. And squeeze, I guess. But yeah, that's a cool move. It's a cool move. AI likes the other one more. Now it does, but it's still the same. Still basically the same. This one's like plus, and this one's minus. So that's cool. Oh, it's hard to say for sure because black is the one that started this Joseki, right? Now it is like, I'm gonna say it's like a common type of Tetsuji. It's not a perfect Tetsuji, but it is a common type of Tetsuji. So if they did come up with it on the spot, that's fine. I think it's totally possible to do. It's used in quite a few different situations. But since they are the ones that came up with this Joseki choice, I wouldn't be surprised if they already knew the answer. I would need to know how long they spent on the moves to really know. Because like the timing for this move is the hard part, probably. Knowing exactly when to play it. So let's look at the top moves here. But if they looked at it with AI, they would have found that this was the right move. So it's possible they didn't. But yeah, it seems like you can play it now. And then you can play it now. But you can't really play it after this, I think. If we do this one first, I think we can't play it anymore. So yeah, because there's this really big mistake here, like a really big mistake here, I'm going to say that they did not know this move ahead of time, probably. And it was probably just a Tetsuji that they were able to figure out right now. It's probably not too difficult to find this, as I said, because this is something you can often do, but it's still cool to really see. Because they made this big mistake, though, I think they probably didn't know the variation yet. So I think if they said with AI, they wouldn't play this way, probably. It is cool, though. It's super cool. All right, so now they can live. So now they can connect and live. Just barely alive now, because after they do this one, and white has to block in the corner to kill. So white blocks, and now they're pushing through to get this extra free move here. And white answers. So before living, you do your forcing moves, right? And now they are alive with this one Atari. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So what would I play as white here? I actually really want to push. I don't think that's good right now, but I really want to push. Sort of threatens to bring this stone out, and it fixes our cutting point. Hane doesn't do... Hane could be Sente. So if Hane is Sente, it's potentially good to play it because they have this squeeze here. Let's see what they do. They are going to push first. Okay, they push. Yeah, I like the push. I said it's threatening to resurrect a stone, and it's making sure our Aji's basically gone with this group, and we can maybe leave it at that point, depending on how black answers. Normally, you would answer with like a jump here. Hane would be fine, but they give more moves to white, so jump would be like the most common answer. Yep, jump here. And now I could see a knight's move to make this group really strong, make sure they can't really be attacked, or we just go to approach the cornerstone at this point. See what time it is, make sure I'm not messing up too much. All right. So I probably want to go here for the next 10 to 20 minutes, so probably not spend too much time on every move. So you can see how this sort of developed. White, I feel like white should still play one more move in this upper area in general. So attach is great. This is a great way to get out quickly while leaning on your opponent. They usually want to answer. And wedge here is not very strong. So Hane would make the most sense. Wedge could still work though, but Hane makes the most sense. Yep, Hane and extend. And the reason why you attach instead of playing like knight's move is because if you play the knight's move, they don't have to respond. But if we play this attach, then there's a cutting point now. They don't have to respond, but you have a better follow-up. So it looks really nice. And they could respond with a good shape. But yeah, they're not going to respond directly, a little indirectly, but now we at least have this cutting point that we can use later to be very annoying. I don't care at all when they approach this bottom area, this corner. I don't care about locking them out of the corner from this direction. I would much rather play on the bottom side or play somewhere else on the board because the corner is actually strong enough. So yeah, so they're going to cut directly because this was threatening the cut. The cut is somewhat severe, but we're also making ourselves very, very strong in the center. I like that they're focusing so much on their weak group, even though they don't necessarily have to. And of course, the cut is also threatening. So they go down here. There's this double Atari here, which makes them very strong. So black wants to get rid of the double Atari. If white captures the 3 stones now, it doesn't really matter. But if white extends and black connects, the 3 stones are safe, and white has to save this group here. I think that's probably fine, though. We probably do just extend. We don't just give that up. We probably have to turn now to fight here. And black comes back to the left side. Okay. That's interesting, actually. I guess going towards the center right now is making black a little bit too weak. Normally you'd see like at least knight's move. So diagonal is kind of interesting. Maybe it's trying to be a little bit more like so here if we play this one, white kicks, right? And we don't have to respond, but it's pretty annoying if white's able to do something like this, right? That's pretty annoying. So playing the diagonal, I think, is the better way to prevent this from being a big deal. because we can Tanuki again. And now we can block directly, right? So we don't care as much. Let me get rid of this one. So white's still jumping down. Black can easily just do the knight's move here. There's probably no reason to play anything else because they should probably stay connected. They could attach, I guess, but there's no reason to attach. If we connect first, they jump, and then we can go back. Could do it that way, but I think it doesn't matter. We probably should just connect. Ooh, they're going to attach instead. I thought there was no reason to attach. Because it just gives white like a move like this one. And we're connected, though, so maybe it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. That's a good point. Doesn't really matter. So yeah, attach. Just connecting the group, though. Connecting the group first, and then moving on. White is playing from this direction, which I would not have thought about. It's threatening to capture the cutting stone. But I would have always wanted to play from the other direction here, from the weaker side most of the time. Is this the right way? Because you're probably going to get there anyway, right? If black answers, then we can still jump. So should we do it from this direction, or is just jumping from this direction better? Yeah, it seems like just jumping from this direction is better if we're going to play locally. Okay. Yeah, because it feels like we're strengthening black with our move. So it did seem like a mistake here. They see like after this one, let's see what black actually plays. They do just Tanuki first. Because this isn't too important right now. It's not getting white too many points. But if black connects, and then white jumps and black jumps, it feels like black is potentially stronger than if white just jumps first. Because now if black connects, maybe we jump towards this direction to push it that way. And look at what we're building on the bottom now. Maybe we can actually build some sort of points here on the bottom side of the board. That actually looks okay. I don't know if it's the best way to do it, but it actually looks like it's fine because we don't have to worry too much about these cutting points. Because black is the one who's in more danger here. Right? So it does feel like the wrong direction, and then it's also not that big for black. Black doesn't necessarily have to respond. I don't know if it wants it to respond, but yeah, they don't really want it to respond. Okay. But yeah, not too important yet. This group is somewhat weak. It's a cornerstone, so it's going to be fine, but it is kind of getting surrounded. But you did see the AI wanted to attach on the bottom because the bottom was bigger. Because if white's able to capture this, then the bottom side has more potential to grow. But this, I can understand this one. This one feels like a weak group in comparison, so it's better to just answer there. Makes a lot of sense to me. And now white's the one who's able to come over here to place the bottom side. Now these two stones are, we probably don't run them out. We probably just use them as Aji. But you can kind of see like what I said at the very beginning of this. They are just completely ignoring this 3/3 stone. Most of the time you do. You just ignore it until it becomes the right time to play. And that's just whenever. Yeah, they really don't touch 3/3. Yeah, they don't care about it. There's no reason to play on the 3/3. I mean, maybe AI wants it now. No, still just the bottom side. Yeah, even AI doesn't really want to play over here. That's actually something that's nice about the 3/3, is that you play it and your opponent ignores it and you don't ever have to think about it. And the Joseki variations are really easy. There's nothing really complicated with the 3/3. So that's why it's not necessarily a bad move. It's just considered a little bit slow. Ah, interesting. I would not have actually played that, but I guess it makes sense. Black does this slide after white plays here. Black does this slide right now. It is very big. It definitely is. But it feels like it's the wrong direction. I think this group's already alive, right? Normally, I would only want to do this slide if it's affecting the base in some way. But I think black's more than alive. So it's just like a big end game move. And I actually think it's not right now. I would rather play closer to the corner now. This side of the corner. Or even just jumping in here in some way. Like if we jump up here, well, they probably need to make sure this is dead. And now this is already not able to turn into anything big. And we can go back to this side. So I kind of don't actually like this slide either. It's probably fine though. Slide is fine, but it does want the bottom side more. Let's let it think for a second. Yeah, from a basic standpoint, I don't quite understand this slide as much as just playing on the bottom right. But it is saying that the slide is perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with it. This way to do it. I could do it too. But this was just a random move I chose. I wasn't sure the best way to do it. But I really want this bottom side the most. But it's not saying it's a bad move. So that means that it's getting enough points-wise. And then, but white's able to come to the bottom first, which I feel like helps white more. Because we're probably not invading this bottom side. It's probably a bit dangerous to do that. And they go in. I said it's probably a bit dangerous to do this, but, you know, gotta do what you can. We are technically attacking the 2 stones here. And if we're playing this slide, we probably have to invade, because I think this is bigger. But I don't like this invasion. It looks like they should invade, but I really don't want to invade. That's why I want to do something earlier, right? That's why I don't want this slide, right? I want to play over here first. And now it's easier to invade because we can maybe slide underneath and connect to our stones, right? And if they do just take this here, I don't really mind because we're building our own area. That's why I would want to play the other direction, because now it feels like this is it's not like an overplay or anything, but it just feels like it's going to be a difficult situation. So my feeling is that white is definitely already pretty happy with this game overall. There was a mistake from black on the top, but that was a simple mistake, like a simple reading mistake. So I didn't check if there was any other reading mistakes, but I like the way white played more. And so I do feel like white's probably ahead. We can look at the stats here. Yep, white's ahead. 93%, 5 points ahead. Oh, excuse me. There's the sneeze that I've been waiting for. Excuse me. So yeah, I think the game is easy to play from white's perspective, and that's the way I look at win rate. That's actually why I like to see the win rate, the percentage, because yeah, points wise, it's probably accurate. Whatever, that's fine. But how easy is it to win from this position? And that's sort of what win rate represents for me. If it's a 90% here, because I was already feeling comfortable as white. So if it's 90% here, that means even I would have a chance of winning from this position compared to, because I'm definitely a few ranks weaker than all these players. So, and even I would have a chance of winning from here. That's what the win rate's telling me, basically. Doesn't mean I would win. They're going to outread me at some point. I'm going to mess up an end game, you know, all those things. But there's a chance. The most common move, of course, is kick. But this corner is a little bit in danger. So I would also say over the top would be fine too. Or even taking the base away here with the F3. Lots of moves you could play. So over the top is what they're going to do. Because we're at least making sure we're securing some territory here in the center. This is like the easiest move to play here, I think. And normally we could slide. We could do this rush invasion thing, L3. Try to cut off this one stone. But just slide and then jump. And then we just live pretty easily. You jump first, okay. Threatening the connection first. I'm not going to let white get something else here. I'm fine with just connecting up. So we're going to peep. Yeah, I was fine with just doing this. This is probably fine. But there is cutting stuff, right? There is annoyance here. But I'm fine with that too. Yeah, it looks like my move's better. Obviously, I'm the pro. So we're good. This one, it feels like we're giving them, we're going to give them something that helps them live a little bit easier versus like forcing them to do it, right? So if we play here and they slide and we block here, in order to be 100% alive, they probably have to make these sorts of exchanges to be 100% alive. And we want to force them to do that while maintaining a strong connection on the outside. And so usually when you peep like this, they're going to get one of those moves for free right away, and we don't have that strong connection. We have this knight's move instead. Oh, they push first. They probably don't need to do that, but that's fine. They still get this move here, which is threatening to live right away. I think I don't like the push because there's a possibility, right? Let's have white block. There's a possibility that we want this move instead, which is a little bit different. It is a little bit different. Because if we have the push here, the possibility they could play from this side if they really need to, if something else is more important. And then, if they do this, it ends up being the same. But there's a possibility of them changing the moves around if we do it now. Whereas if we do this one now, they can't change the moves around because this is just bad. This is strictly bad. We're pushing through their shape really nicely. But it's also possible that if we attach now, they can push and cut instead. So there's trade-offs, right? It's not like one's obviously better than the other. Oh, interesting. So I guess the reason why they did this one is so that they could attach in the corner directly. Trying to get some extra forcing moves so that black doesn't have anything on the bottom. Because if black can't play another move on the bottom, they can't live, so it'd have to go to this side. So if we can get this in Sente, we can jump to the bottom right first, bottom right area of this first. But I don't think that's actually Sente. I don't think that really matters. I think black can just Tanuki now. Or even just bump. Yeah, just bump here. Then they're getting rid of the Aji here. Like, they're focused too much on getting rid of this Aji. That's what it looks like to me. Way too much focus on it. Black doesn't need to respond again. They could just go back to live now. Yeah, that's what they're going to do. They're going to attach to live instead of slide. Same idea, though. Same idea. Just making a cutting point. And white blocks here. And I think black's basically already alive. And so black can play away first, and black gets to jump in the center first. Yeah, I think I don't like the way white played here. Let's look at the moves real quick, because I'm not going to go through with AI after the game, because I'm probably just going to end. So I want to do it during the game in this case. Yeah, so block makes sense. Whose game is this? This is Chen Hongqi and Liu Yuhong. I have no idea who they are. It's a Chinese Chongqi Cup preliminary game. So this attachment was bad. Let it think for just a second to make sure. Yeah, the attachment was bad. Yeah, white spent 2 moves to connect. Yeah, basically here. They could have just done this one and then attacked, but they attach here and then they extended here instead of just blocking again. Yeah, so I was right. I didn't like the way white played this. And then black could just keep going because there's cutting points everywhere. So this actually is bad. Black decided to come over here first, which was fine. And then black did the jump, which was not quite as good. Corner is a little bigger, and that Hane is a cooler way to do it, it looks like. But yeah, I did not like the way white played here. I did not like that. Black played a bad move right away anyway, so it's fine. Maybe think we should just block here at D2 probably, but also just capturing the center would be fine. Ooh, Hane here first. What is this move? I guess it's Sente. I guess this is Sente. It feels weird, but I guess black can't Atari. They capture these two stones, and black's in a little bit of trouble. So they should probably just answer. And then they need to answer again, probably. So it looks like a Sente move. So yeah, so black answers and then connects. I'm not sure it was good, though. I'm not sure it was a good Sente move. Yeah, again, it's not quite right. It feels wrong. But we are connecting our group here a little bit. We still have cutting points, though. Yeah, it seems like white just played in a way that gave him a lot of Aji. In relation to Neptune's moons, by the way. More so the god, but the moons are related to the god, so that makes sense. Yeah, so this is slightly awkward, honestly. And now white comes back to block here. But they're not really making territory with this. So, and there's still a cutting point, right? Black could just do this empty triangle. And white is in a lot of trouble if they let them cut. So they have to connect here. Then white could just push, black could just push through. So depending on the outside, this is still kind of annoying. Oh, that's what's black going to do right now. That's they're doing this right away. Okay, that makes sense enough. Yeah, okay. All right, I'm fine with that. That's what I was thinking about. So I want to do this forcing move first. Let's get through that. And then connect. And now black just goes to live. No reason to push first instead. Yeah, I would rather jump, I guess. I would rather jump here. So that makes sense. That makes sense. Just live directly. And white does this exchange. I'm not exactly sure why. This could be a time thing. Is that a good move? It's not. Okay. This could be a time thing. Time Suji idea. Because I don't know what their time settings are. So this could be time related. They could be deciding what they want to do here. They do have to worry about this a little bit. Yeah, the way white played here, I just really don't like it at all. Yeah. I think the game might be closer now. No, the white's still fine. So black made a bigger mistake, but yeah, I just really did not like the way that they played this. Maybe black could have. Oh yeah, black could have taken advantage of that. Yeah. Earlier on, before this jump, if black just turned here, this was already maybe getting slightly better. Yeah. 2 points instead of 4 points. So yeah. Black just needed to punish a little bit more. So yeah. Now white approaches the corner here. Because now this corner is in a little bit of not danger, but pressure. They probably want one more move. Normally just the jump here. Diagonal could be good to try to break up an area. Jump would be like the safe move. Yeah, they're going to play the jump, which is safe. White peeps again. They love peeping. And then connection, a very loose connection. We're kind of making this into something, but good enough. Good enough here. I do think there is Aji over on the left side, but I think white can live easily enough that it's probably not a big deal. If this was already here, where we had multiple cutting points, maybe it would be a little bit better. But I don't know. I want to do something there, but it seems difficult to really do anything on the left side. So they just Tanuki. I'm curious, does it want anything on the left side right now? Just this stuff and this? Okay. There's Aji, but it doesn't seem very useful. This one here. Just big move. And then now we're going to cut right now. Is that good? I don't know if I like this one either. Black has to do something, right? Does that cut do anything, though? It is doing something. I just don't know what it is. I don't know what it's doing necessarily. So what is it doing? Let's try to figure it out. We cut directly. They can just extend, and this group is fine. And this group is the one that we need to worry about. So we can cut here, but that's just dead. So we have to like extend, and then we protect, and there's no cutting points anymore. So actually, I still don't know. We have to look at what they do. They're just going to extend. Okay. So let's look at this here. Yeah, I'm still not sure what the cuts do. So white just extends here because it's simpler. Black still gets this one. And then they move on. Just a reduction, I guess. Just a reduction. So the cut wasn't necessarily doing a bunch of stuff. It was just a reduction. It seems like that's the way AI was using it too. Create Aji, do a little bit of a reduction. Okay. It's good enough, I guess. That makes sense enough. And then white plays a really interesting move. What the heck? I wonder if this is even going to be on the AI thing here. Let's look. It is. It is on there. The move that white played is on here. Let's let it think for a second before I click on it. That's interesting. Okay. It actually makes sense, but I would never think about it. I probably should. I definitely probably should. So the move here is this one here in the corner. R18, I think. That's really kind of cool. This actually makes a ton of sense too. I like this one. I should definitely think about this because normally we'd do like 3-3 if we want to take the corner, or we just go like here if we want to like get a little bit of the corner. But actually, it's the same idea. We have so much strength here that if we play here and they block the corner, we are able to sort of just come out and get everything. So it's like we got to push. We can play differently too, but like that same idea of just being able to come out here and just take this top side. And then if black takes the corner from this way, I think we can just live directly. So that's a great way of just taking the corner without any like ko-aji, I think. This would be like the normal move. Let's see if they play that one. Yeah, they do play this one. And they dodge off to the side instead of extend. That was just a more simple example here, just extend. But they dodge off to the side here. Because there is aji. If black cuts, we can cut. And then we can Atari this stone and capture. So if they have to connect here and we capture, then that feels good for us as white. So push first. Sort of standard. Instead of blocking in the way that we want to ask them how we can block. So they extend back, and now we know we can just block in the corner probably. And actually, we may be able to capture now. There's still aji, but we might be able to just capture now. So we just go back to here, play a big move. I think it's going to be end game from now on. Push. Yeah, it looks like it's just end game stuff from now on here. And white was already ahead. And is there anything here? Let me look real quick. Is there any sort of fight here? Not really. Not really any more fighting. Just sort of end-game stuff. Okay. So there is the aji, right? There was this aji over here with this group. But it just lives pretty easily. Because when you go to live with this group, you don't block directly in the corner. You play here because we have this Hane. So this is just going to be a living group. That's kind of interesting. Let's look at this real quick, just for fun. Yeah, they both stayed around 80. Very good. That's usually what I've noticed. As I said before, almost every time I check a pro game, they're both always around 80. And I think it's because there's no obvious reading blunders a lot of the time. Just a small reading error in this game, and then not taking advantage of my opponent in some ways, but usually not like big reading error. Yeah, I think the more you're matched to your opponent's strength, the better your results will often be with that sort of thing. So let's look at the top moves real quick. See where they actually went wrong. I think it's probably gonna be upper left still, but like the 3-3 is not gonna be bad, right? It's just a 0.2 still, not a big deal. Like we were talking about at the beginning, you have so many of these options. Like look at all these green spots on the board everywhere. Everything's fine to play in the opening. You're good to play everywhere. Answer 2 spaces slightly weird, but not too bad. I like taking the corner. Yeah, normal move. Slide is better first, but not too big of a deal. Hane, I did think of Hane. That was the thought I had, but they blocked instead, which looks like it's just as good. So Hane or block either one. Push. Then attach is slightly better, but no big mistake. Yep, no big mistake here. Should have Atari'd first, but they pushed instead. Then they Atari. This was the bigger mistake first. They did need to play on the top side. I said they should play on the top side, but it does feel bad to give white this extension, which is why I want to Atari first. And then if white comes out, we extend. And now when they extend, I already feel much better about this. They've invested another move here so we can capture. And as I said, there's more investment, so we're very happy with this result. And then now when they go do something over here, we've already gotten a little bit more somewhere else compared to the game. So the push here, now it does feel like we want to either keep pushing, I guess, or just play here. Because we keep pushing, we don't have to worry about them extending with this stone, but we do have to worry about our top side group. So I would want to just answer on the top. And then, yeah, this is the big mistake they made, was that they didn't play the blue move here. They played the connection instead, which did make sense. They had this idea of how to handle it with this really cool Tetsuji. And now we connect and pull back. And then we can get at least one more move out here, or we can just live. So we get another move here, then we live. Looked like it was just like one mistake. One sort of big mistake there. I guess one small mistake and one big mistake, and now white's in a good position. Push was a little bit slow. I thought it might be, but I really wanted the push. But I did think it was probably better just to approach in some way. But I like the push. Now I like the attachment here. And then let's see what the next big mistake was. Because there probably is one more mistake. Probably one more from black. One more slightly, not a red one, but like a fairly big one. Or is it all just going to be small mistakes? We'll see. Yeah, it was a push was a mistake. And now if you're going to push, you should follow up with this. It's kind of interesting. And then they just didn't push through there. A bunch of small mistakes, and they didn't push through when they were supposed to. Yeah, okay. So it was just a bunch of small mistakes. One big mistake, which got them behind, and then a bunch of small mistakes. And so that's why it's just like a sort of a one-sided game here. But because this one big mistake did really matter, because I already made one, again, small mistake again. So these ones probably don't matter too much, but this sort of mistake does matter. And the reason it's a mistake is because you can see that there's a lot less strength for white on the outside here. Okay. Interesting game. I said I do have to end, though, because I got something I'm supposed to do in like 30 minutes. So that's why I wanted to end a little bit earlier, but I was getting into the game, so it was fun anyway. But let's check here real quick. I can probably close this one now. I probably shouldn't have, but it's fine. I was gonna put the names up, but it's fine. I'll do it maybe later. I'll just call it random. Okay. Nice. Hisoka is doing something. Madness OGS games. No voice, though, which means I don't really want to do that. And Hisoka, I think, was French, right? Or was it something else? I don't remember. Yeah, French. Yeah. So I'm not going to worry too much about anything. Probably just end. Anyway, I hope this was kind of fun. I had a lot of fun with this one. And we should be playing some games starting tomorrow as well. Yeah, I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow morning-ish. My morning. And goodbye, Melt Banana. Still a good name.